Okay, so today we're going to talk about some various different connector types that we have out there in the fiber optic industry land. First of all, we're going to look at this FC connector. So this is a connector that was pretty common quite a few years back and is still used in some applications, military type applications, government applications, things like that. This connector uses what's called a screw-on. It's a threaded connector, so it makes a really tight fit on the connection. The next connector we're going to look at is the ST connector. And the ST connector is like a bayonet style connector. It's similar to like a BNC, and it has a little flange that locks into place when you connect it to the fiber optic connector, the bulkhead connector. Additionally, both of these FC and ST connectors have a 2.5 millimeter ferrule. The next connector we're going to look at is a pretty common one now, probably the most common out there, and that's the LC connector. It's a very small form factor, and it has a 1.25 millimeter ferrule. Duplex is what we're looking at here, a duplex connector, so you've got both input, receive, and send connectors. And that is, like I said, one of the more common connectors, the most common really, and used in most fiber optic applications today. The next one we're going to look at is the SC connector. Still pretty common out there, like the LC, oftentimes used in a lot of fiber to the home applications, internet service providers. And so as you notice here, this is blue and yellow is the color of the cable itself. It's a single mode cable. This uses an ultra physical contact connector, and this connector itself is also a duplex, so you have an A and a B side. The next two connectors we're going to look at are connectors that we've already talked about, but they're a little bit different in that they have a different color on the connector body, and that indicates the type of ferrule it uses. So this one you can see it has a green connector body, and that indicates APC, or angled physical contact. And what that means is that end face, the ferrule there, has an 8-degree angle on it. So when it's matching up to a connector in the bulkhead, it needs to match up to another APC connector. And then we have another APC connector, and this is the LC APC connector. And again, same thing, 8-degree angle on the connector end face, and that matches up with an APC connector in the bulkhead. Both of these APCs are typically in a simplex or a single cable application, and these are very common in fiber to the home and internet service provider applications. And then lastly, we're going to look here at our MTP connector. So this is a 12-fiber MTP connector. If you look at the front face of that, it's a flat face. This is a female connector, so there's no pins. And across that front face, there's extremely tiny to see, but there's 12 individual fiber optic cables in there. So this connector is used in a lot of data center applications, as well as enterprise applications. This one here you'll see is violet in color, so that indicates that it's multi-mode, and this one is a multi-mode OM4 MTP connector.